Hey, Assy. Rest. Rest. Okay. Let's go. Okay, so to continue this conversation, turned out I wasn't going to bring Oscar. We were going to bring this little mad egg. And that's probably quite appropriate, really. Although I suppose Oscar would have been more appropriate. I can't remember what I was waffling on about. Mostly these videos are just practice. Ah, dear. Here's our first bullshit situation with local idiot people. But right. Close. Close. Oh no, she's alright, this one is. Good girl. Yeah. Assy. Rest. Good. Good girl. I can't remember, but I think this dog might be scared. Rest. Hello. Good girl. Good girl. No worries. Yeah, gamble. Gamble. Try again. Ready? Ah, ready. Wait, ready? Rest. Oh, I have your lead on the wrong way around. Rest. Okay. Right, so I'll try again. Mostly I'm doing these videos to get back into the practice of talking videos and actually do stuff on my channel again. All dog training things. And one might ask the question, why did I stop doing videos? Or, well, the actual answer is because I basically stopped training dogs. My dogs. So this all came about for a number of reasons, some of which I shall go into, some of which I shall not. Campbell. But predominantly it was COVID. Now, that obviously affected everyone. And so none of what I say is poor me, poor me. Hey, this is more about literally life. So anyone who's been following the channel for the 13 years I've been doing it, and more years on my earlier channel, will know that, okay, that I used to breed Malinois. Here is an example of a Malinois that I bred. Now, I bred Oscar. Just found a hat. Hang it up. I bred Oscar. And Oscar is very much exactly what I was trying to breed. Sorry, right, that's it then. I bred Oscar and I was super pleased with that litter. The whole litter were brilliant. Was it better than Rosie's litter? Not sure. More of Rosie's litter went on to actual working homes. I don't mean sport homes, I mean working, military, police, stuff like that. And I've had no complaints, so all is good. But anyway, so that was a good litter. Rosie was a fantastic dog. I never really talk about Rosie on video or in real life. Rosie is oh fuck, I think she's 10 years old now, maybe 9. The reason why I don't talk about Rosie much is because Rosie was such an easy dog to train, which is quite funny, because when I had that litter, I publicly did videos about picking my puppy, and people didn't like Rosie. Reasons why they didn't like Rosie: she didn't seem very sort of worky at all. She just kind of bumbled on her own, and she wouldn't bring a ball back to you. Not really that interested in the ball, to be honest with you. But what I saw with Rosie was a dog that was definitely a dog that you could sort out a relationship with. Right, she's taking a shit, so I'll have to clean it up, pick it up, and you don't want to watch that. Right, so we're back. I'm doing the horn because I'm desensitising her to the horn, because I don't want it to have any meaning. So Rosie was a dog that I could see was going to be easy to get a relationship going. She's a very social puppy, she was. If anything, the main problem I was going to have was with her sociability being too strong, and her wanting to go and see other people and stuff more than me. But you know, anyone who's watched the channel knows that that's not what happened. So I chose Rosie out of that litter, and I didn't really talk about her because she was so good. The dog's amazing. She still knows everything I taught her. Bit of herding, although she hasn't done that in a long time. Still knows all the French ring. She's still got a pretty strong bite as well. So I had that litter, and I had Oscar's litter, and I bred Oscar, and he was exactly what I was looking for. He wasn't super social like Rosie. He was mostly neutral to people, but he was capable of sociability. You had the things in spades that you want for a working dog. It's the best way to describe it. He loved playing. Absolute greedy bastard he is. But he also likes doing stuff with you. And so I kept him. And unfortunately, unfortunately, okay. When Oscar was maybe 4 months, I think, took him and Herbie up to eye-to-eye dog training, where Bryony, the lovely person by the way, was starting a Mondio club, and she still has her Mondio club, and it's awesome. And we just played with the two puppies to like kind of decide which was a better sport puppy, which was a better worky puppy, and we both made our choices. They weren't the same one. Well, they were the same choice of which was which. But I decided to keep the more worky puppy rather than the sport puppy. And recently I found Herbie again, because he went to a farm, and he's fantastic. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I chose Oscar, and I kept Oscar, and I had, the first time in my life, I had the time, I had the financial ability, I had a really good dog van with all air conditioning and everything to be able to do Mondioing. as a puppy, the most important bit. Because although he wasn't a perfect sport dog, you know, it's basically the same thing. Sport dog, working dog. You tend to find more that there's dogs who are good at, or suitable for sport. Okay, but they're not suitable for work. But that's more to do with the way sports have evolved. I'd have said in the last 10 years, it could be wrong, it could be longer than that. Where before you used to, like when it was Shetland, you needed you needed a dog that was pretty tough, pretty hard, because the nature of the training is not the same as it is today, which is not a bad thing, by the way. These days you use the dogs, as they call it, drives, to get them to do stuff, and it's a much more pleasant experience really for the dog. And you can train it old school, but like, because breeding has gone a certain way, so breeding for dogs with ball obsession, food obsession, quite soft. Soft is a good thing, by the way. Oi! Handler softness. Gamble. Which I might go into, like, that stuff. Gamble. Why are you being a pleb? Gamble. Okay, might go into that stuff because Gamble's a good dog to talk about that stuff around, because this dog is a very interesting animal. I'm digressing, so I won't. I'll do that in another video. And so I had Oscar anyway, and then COVID happened, and then we couldn't go anywhere. We were particularly fucked where we are, because Wales was very draconian during COVID. Even the English had stopped all the nonsense well before Wales did, and so you couldn't go anywhere. And Oscar, as a puppy, couldn't go closer than 6 feet away from someone. As you can imagine, that had long-lasting effects on the dog. In the prime time, he's meant to be socialising, learning that people are, you know, what people are. He never got to do that, which caused me some problems in terms of sport anyway. Now Oscar's got all the requisite drives and whatnot, and you know, he's 6 years old nearly now. Gamble, maybe he is 6 years old. What are we in? October, yeah, he probably is 6 years old. And he's got all the requisite drives and whatnot. But one thing with Oscar is because of this socialisation issue around COVID, he did in fact develop an aggressive mindset about people who came too close, because to him, he spent nearly a year with people being at a distance from him. And so when they get too close, he's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know? Which, you know, obviously I've had to address that, and I have addressed it. But because he never really interacted with people, he would aggress, and I'd obviously have to stop that. And so the situation I've got with Oscar is he doesn't know that he's allowed to play with people, other people. Even Kath can't take him for a walk, because during COVID she was working all the time, being a nurse and all that. Like, you can't, and in fact she was involved in all the data gathering and crap after that, which, you know, kind of showed what it really was. But he couldn't aggress at people or play with them. And so when I finally got around to thinking, oh, I need to do something with this dog, it's not too late. I got to question if it's worth it, because he's 6 years old now. We did try him out with a decoy. He did bite the thing, but it wasn't awesome. The decoy, you know, did that thing where you come up to sort of get the tug, and Oscar took shit too seriously, really. That's what he does, he takes shit too seriously. He's always been a serious puppy, but the COVID socialisation shit, or lack of, really exacerbated that. And so that kind of made me pissed off, really. And I thought, well, what's the point? So I just took him for walks, trained him shit here and there. There's sporadic videos where I trained him tracking, back when we didn't realise how long the coof was going to go on for. So I carried on training as normal with the expectation or goal of doing Mondio or IPO or some sport shit. I also, luckily, trained in more operational crap. Okay. And so it's an uphill battle with Oscar to do anything sort of constructive with him. So other things happened then after COVID, like Becca, an old injury Becca received early on in her life, resurfaced when she was I think 10, and the end result was her back legs became paralysed, because what happened is during training, I can't remember what we were doing, but something fast anyway, she collided with a metal post and sat down and just sat there, and I thought, shit, she's broken her back or something. And then she got up about 2 or 3 minutes later, and I thought, oh, she must have just made her leg dead. And so this resurfaced, and so then I had a Doberman with paralysed back legs. Okay, but luckily she started regaining some function of her legs after a period of rest, and I looked after her for 3 months. It was quite difficult, but in the end it was clearly not ever going to get properly better, and so I had to put it down. And it was awful, because like, Becca was the first dog that I really put a lot of effort into training for sport, and she was pretty good at it. And then that dog died, kind of needlessly, kind of partly to do with sport. Hey, and that put a real downer on my head. So you had the downer of Oscar. Hey, downer of Oscar, the downer of COVID in general, which there's another part to that, and then the downer of Becca dying, and it just seemed like it was a pointless waste of time. You know what I mean? If she had died old like Tilly, I wouldn't have been bothered about it, but she didn't. Okay, and that put a right down on it. And then maybe a year later, after that, my mate Wendy died. Wendy was a very interesting old lady. She used to have working German Shepherds. When I met her, she had a mini Schnauzer, because, you know, she was old, like I mean old. And so she couldn't, well, she didn't want to have a German Shepherd anymore, big dog. She couldn't pick it up, stuff like that. So when her last German Shepherd died, she got herself a mini Schnauzer. I think his name was Paddy. He was amazing. And I met her just walking with Sally one day. Now, Sally used to be an absolute fucking head case. And this old woman didn't give a shit about it. And I thought, that's interesting. So I started talking to her. And got to be friends with her. I used to walk dogs with her, or just see her around, and I'd help her fix her house and stuff like that, like when she needed it. And a lot of the stuff that we talked about, like, she helped me a lot with understanding the value of looking at the character of a dog. Particularly Gamble, yeah. This bullshit. That's the sort of bullshit I gotta deal with. Fuck's sake, no. Now he's coming back now. Come here. Come here. It's alright, sweetheart. Right, I see. Okay. Right, so after that bullshit interlude. So where was I? Oh yeah, Wendy. So that really helped me, particularly with picking puppies. Because of the value of character, you know? And a lot of the stuff that I talk about was from conversations, talking to this old woman who's working German Shepherd. And like, she didn't even know what Drive really was, right? Yeah? And so that pissed me off as well. It didn't piss me off, it made me sad. She died. And further to this, I had an engineering company. I mean, I've always had it the whole time I've been on YouTube. That's how I sustained myself, to be able to have all these dogs. And COVID fucked that as well. So, I forgot what my point was now. So, all of this added up. I just can't be fucked anymore, really. To do dog training. I've also been training on my own for, I don't know how many years, really. My whole life, basically, and I'm old now. And luckily, last year, met someone who lives here, who just moved here, who's interested in IGP / IPO Schutzhund. We've got a really nice German Shepherd that you'll see on my channel called Rogue. And so that kind of reawakened my interest in bothering to train dogs. And Gamble, close. And so I started getting into it. Gamble. So this is the deal with this dog. The relationship isn't 100% there yet, but it's getting a lot better. So yeah. So yeah, I started getting interested in it again, which is 5 years break from it. Yeah. In the meantime, obviously, because Gamble is in existence, I had another litter. Gamble, because I'd recognised. Okay, I'd recognised that, you know, he was kicking on with Oscar, he's getting old, missed a load of stuff. I needed another puppy. And so that's why we got Gamble. Now, why did I choose Gamble? Gamble is a fascinating dog. I've kind of wasted her as well. This dog is an absolutely perfect combination of all the best of Sally and all the best of Indy. She's 3rd generation. She's sensitive, observe. Okay. It's a very, very physically tough dog. She's mentally quite hard. She's soft to me, but she's like, you can't shut this dog down. When I first got back to training her, I didn't know what the hell was going on with the dog. I'd written a lot of my knowledge of dog training out of my head, and I'm still a bit like lost with it. But so I had to start training her again, and I didn't have a clue how to train this dog. But slowly we're working it out, and I think I've got a handle on what weight and what she is, and I'm gonna put her on the lead now and finish this video here. Because that kid on the motorcycle makes me not want to walk here with Gamble, because you like to chase stuff, don't you? So say goodbye to Gamble. Bye bye.